All right, let's have some fun here. Today, the Yankees swept the Rangers after a pretty dominant Subway series. So let's talk some Yankees baseball with our New York Post Sports intern, Justin Buencamino is in the house. What's up, my guy?
What's good, guys?
What's up, my guy?
Feeling good about this week, man.
Okay, yeah, man.
This week.
You got some really cool access game all throughout the entire series. You got a chance to talk to some pretty important people that's high up that Yankees chain. Break down some of these conversations that you had, man, over at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, it was an absolute blast. I got to talk to Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone about what are their thoughts on the offseason moves that have performed, like Fried, Bellinger, Goldschmidt, Cruz, all those guys. And they said they couldn't be happier. They're thrilled with what they've given them so far. And I also asked Cashman, does he have any thoughts on the trade deadline? And he said it's a bit too early to start thinking about the deadline. But I don't know. I just think as a GM, you should always be thinking 1 or 2 steps ahead.
And I think he is. I think he just wasn't prepared to be talking trade deadline already with this team 11 games over 500. But hey, I like you doing your work as a New York sports media person, always looking ahead and asking what's next.
I mean, we got to do our best to bring home number 28,
Okay,
right?
okay. And they are doing that after sweeping the Rangers. So, again, you were there all 3 games. You talk with Cashman, you talk with Boone, but let's talk about the product that you saw on the diamond at Yankee Stadium. They only scored 10 runs in this series, but they were still able to bring the broomsticks out. I mean, what stood out to you? What do you want to talk about first when it comes to Yankees baseball against the Rangers?
The pitching was phenomenal, you know. Warren, best start of his career by far. Just the movement on his pitches. The fact that he was actually getting a lot of foul balls, so even when they were making contact, it wasn't quality contact. Yarborough, man. You know, going up against DeGrom, one of the best starters in the game, that's a lot of pressure. And especially as, let's call it what it is, a bulk guy. He really held his own. And 8 strikeouts over 5 innings. I think only 3 hits allowed. So, best start of the season for him so far, for sure. And what can you say about Rodon, man? He's been nothing but lights out so far this season. So, I love the way the starting pitching commanded themselves. The bullpen was phenomenal, except Ian Hamilton, but he was the only blip. Everyone else did their job.
Justin's like everybody else gets a thumbs up. Hey, Ian, step that thing up.
That's right. That's right.
But remember, last couple of days ago, we talked about Devin Williams going through the struggles, and I mentioned how Carlos Rodon was a guy who kind of struggled when he first got to the Bronx. Here's a guy that took his lumps, and now we're sitting here talking about him, and we're giving him his props. We're giving him his respect. I guess with Garrett Cole going down early, Luis Hill going down early, and then all the noise about the torpedo bats and the Yankees offense being on fire so early in the season, are you surprised that they were able to win all 3 games against a team like the Rangers with only 10 runs scored? Are you surprised that the rotation and the bullpen has been this great this early in the season?
I was definitely surprised that we were able to beat DeGrom and Eovaldi because, they've been having great starts to the season thus far. But again, man, the starting pitching held their own, and we were able to pull games out against those guys. So, nothing but good things on the Yankees side right now.
All right, you're getting some real good praise from my man Justin right now to the Yankees bullpen and rotation. You're getting 2 thumbs up from both of us right now. You mentioned you talked with Cashman and Boone about the moves they made in the offseason. We're talking to guys Paul Goldschmidt, Cody Bellinger, Devin Williams, as we already mentioned. But they're getting a lot of contributions from guys that aren't stars. I'm talking Jason Dominguez, Georgia Vivas, two guys that hit game-winning home runs, and these aren't household names. Are you surprised at how the role players, not the stars, but the role players are able to step in like they're Scottie Pippen and win some games for this franchise?
Yeah, I was actually able to speak with Jason.
Okay,
And,
okay.
he just said this year he's been focusing more on his swing and trying to swing at good pitches, not chase out of the zone as much as he was doing last year and his rookie year. This is his third year, but he's basically considered a rookie, and he's been nothing but good so far.
Good. Now, don't chase, Jason. The only thing we chase is shots around here.
Yes, sir.
Jason Dominguez, I don't know if you knew this or not, but that home run, that game-winning walk-off home run, I believe Wednesday night, ended a drought for the Yankees. It was like 970-something plus days that they didn't have a walk-off home run. And that's crazy when we talk about a team that's got, John Carlos Stanton, before he got injured, and Aaron Judge on it. Again, these bats, man, are they the best team in baseball, the Yankees, right now?
Right, like I said, right now they're clicking on all cylinders. So right now I'd have to say yes, especially after the series sweep against the Rangers, and again beating guys like DeGrom and Eovaldi. They're two of the best starters in the game, and we're just finding a way to get it done.
All right, let's flip it and talk about what could be this team's Achilles heel, because we got a long summer ahead of us. They're going to have to play some great baseball, continue to play some great baseball to keep this thing rolling. What do you want to see the Yankees, I guess, pick up and get better at?
Just, getting more quality pitching.
Okay.
I hope these aren't one-offs by Yarborough and Warren.
Okay.
We just got to keep it rolling, because I don't think Heel's expected back till July. Or something like that.
Yep.
Cole's not coming back anytime soon, so the starting pitching has to continue to step up.
I'm waiting to see what's going to go down with Marcus Stroman as well. He's out, but, that's opened up a door for a guy like Will Warren, who he's like, I'm not giving this spot back. I'm not going down to AAA, single A, double A, whatever A's out there. He said, I'm not going back, and I absolutely love that. Let's close this thing out, Jason. Final thought on the Yankees.
Final thought is, we swept the Rangers, and it's just been a blast right now covering this team, going to games, watching the fans get hyped up, and their job is to put a good product on the field, and that's exactly what they're doing. So couldn't be happier.
All right, Justin, final question. You got a chance to talk to Brian Cashman, the Yankees, first place, the AL East. We got the trade deadline coming up. What do you think Brian Cashman needs to do or address before the trade deadline?
I do think he needs to acquire another starter because, again, with the injuries to Luis Heel and Garrett Cole, you got two dogs in Rodon and Fried, but you got question marks after that. So I just feel like we need one more guy that goes deep into games, has been there before. And that's what we need to do. And get a third baseman as well, because our third base situation is a little up in the air right now in terms of productivity as well.
My dog said he wants some dogs to come into the Bronx. Hey, I was a right-handed pitcher back when I was in Little League, right?
Yeah.
Have your boy Cashman call me, man.
Yeah, you think you can give us a couple innings?
Absolutely no. I can't pitch in the Bronx, man. I could barely pitch in Virginia when I was a kid. I don't want that smoke up there. But thank you for coming in, man. We had a great time.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
All right.